Let's see. What was there? What did you say about the Bosch version?
Max, I saw that you updated to the version with the NUTS 2.0 change. Do you observe anything interesting?
We finally did it and currently roll it out on our test systems, and it's working fine so far. So don't see any issues. Looks good.
Okay.
Nice. That's nice.
Actually, you're working for SAP?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the replacement of Felix Rieger. So
oh yeah, I know.
SAP
Felix,
Bosch
right.
team.
I worked in that team. Yes. Okay.
We have approvals. Okay,
Yes.
so this can be merged. Okay, that's nice. Oh, that's a draft. Nobody cares about this. That's
Maybe you can add me.
I mean, it's a really
Blue bracket to ignore. Oh.
yes. This is just so there's LFX
Oh, yeah.
dashboard stuff. This is that.
Yeah, we've talked about that in a
Yeah.
previous meeting.
Yeah, I know. Like we've talked way too much about like one line change.
it's expensive for one liner.
Yes, at this point, yes, it is. So I mean, there's now 4 people that have looked at this one line.
Then why didn't you press merge?
Because I don't
And
have approvals.
we are desperately waiting for an approval.
Yes.
I am also
Ruben doesn't need approvals.
Wait a minute, I can fix that. I can bring my own.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like all of you
Yeah.
basically have approval, right?
Yeah, this is where Joseph was commenting on, and then nothing happened anymore.
Yeah, I know, but Konstantin is currently doing NSX training, so the VMware overlay networking technology thing. So he's becoming an expert on that. So, and that's in a different time zone, as in like probably San Francisco time zone. So he's doing really odd hours at this time. I think it's a week or something, but yeah. So that's why he hasn't responded. But is our sync broken again? Because I would have expected there to be more. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good tool.
It's
awesome. It's always broken.
Yeah, but the problem is not the tool. The problem is the limit. Here, the 1200.
Our working group is too big.
Yes.
Too much stuff.
We are archiving our stuff. Are others archiving their stuff here? Look.
It's not even close to 1200.
No, I don't know, but I mean, like, it's also issues, right? You know, all these. Yeah. Why is something open in DOM? Interesting.
Apparently, I did it.
You pushed us over the limit. So let's kick this up again. Box PBR.
But what it,
Huh? Go
what
ahead.
is it syncing?
So this-
What is the
this-
synchronization? Yeah.
This job is populating the GitHub the board, right? So the board that we have here, all the things that are on here are populated with that sync job. So this is basically, we use the working group definitions to get a list of repositories and then sync those to a specific project, GitHub project.
All right. So it's querying the status of PRs and pushing and syncing with the board. It's not. Yeah. It requires an action to do that.
Yeah, because we also use some custom fields, right? So we have a set of fields here that are non-standard, like area, right? So we want to know what the area is, so that we populate and the last activity. So the date that the last comment was given. Those things are
For the
custom.
sailboat. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how that works. Not perfect, but I mean, it's quite useful to have this board.
Yeah, already useful.
Yeah. But yeah,
Already
that's why.
cornerstone.
Yeah, we could go over issues now and then come back to the board later.
Yes, I wanted to suggest that.
No new issues.
No new issues.
This maybe we can close this one, or the PR has been much yet, or we keep this until we release.
Oh yeah, that because we merged this, right?
Yeah, it's already merged.
Yes.
Yeah, and available in the latest Jemmy. Basically, you need to say that latest.
No, we just merged that.
No, I released a new stem cell like yesterday.
Yeah, but we merged this PR just now.
Did we?
That's what I did
Yes.
7 minutes ago.
Oh, then it's not in there.
What have you been doing like for the past 7 minutes?
I don't know. Playing with things I shouldn't play with.
Watching Zoom shows.
We are working like Roadrunner. Meep, meep.
But luckily this call is recorded, Ramon, so you can watch this back. Okay, so this probably is also related. Right, that's the assumption here. Or that was the assumption here, and then they said probably. Well, we can keep this open. Till we release the stem cell and they come back to us. Or ask about it next week.
Yeah.
Once the release is captured, why would we need some more warning? I've not read that. I should.
Yeah, it ignores local changes if you don't do a create release, right? I mean, he expects it to behave more like create release, but I mean, we have upload.
Yeah,
and create.
you are uploading what you have captured with create release.
Yes. So I don't
surprising.
think it. No, it's just when. I don't know.
It's Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
concept. It is snapshotting a state, and if it's dirty, then you don't know really exactly what is the state you have captured.
You already looked at this.
Yeah, I know. Like we're trying to close out things now. Oh wait, sorry. Yes. Now you are awake. Thanks.
Yeah.
I was snoozing.
So you were supposed to look
Mm.
into this.
I did do this, but I
Okay.
don't know. That's like I did a bit of research on like.
Yeah, you know they
what-
now have a warning within Concourse. I saw they have a warning now for because I was looking at the new Concourse and they now have a warning for if you're using
Mhm.
Guardian instead of Containerd. Guardian doesn't work on Jammy stem cells currently because of the whole C group stuff, V2 versus V1.
Huh?
Yeah, Guardian,
They-
like, that's basically Garden.
Yeah, but that's Garden Run C, right? That's from
Yeah, that's
Garden
Garden
Run
Run
C.
C. Yeah,
So that uses Run C.
yeah, but apparently it doesn't work in Jammy with that C group. So that's what I saw in the.
But that's not true because Garden Run C is also used by Diego.
No, apparently, and then they do they modify the C group, the V1 because that's possible. You can just do a modification, or you can circumvent the problem, but they do something. I just read the release notes like an hour ago. I didn't look into it. I just saw a notice. Yeah, so if you Jammy isn't
Is,
it?
is this the one? That's last month.
Yeah, that's not so new.
Yeah, last month. I was just I'm old.
Here. Oh, here.
Guardian runtime.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
GTM fails with the run CRR in Ubuntu. Jammy.
So they have something with that run C that's having an issue or something. I didn't really look into it, but
So GDN requires some updates to support C groups V2. Bionic. That one is not about Jammy, or is it the same?
About Bionic, right?
Seems so, yes. No, like
This is all quite old. 7th December or September last week.
hey, Jeff is also still awake, still alive.
Yeah, he works for VMware.
Half of the old team works at VMware currently.
it depends on the BinDR of IP tables. So it's related to the tables API.
This is all really a Bionic issue, and it's not. So it's glibc. So this is not. Doesn't have anything to do with the C groups, right?
No, it doesn't seem so.
So it's more of a they changed glibc, and that's why they have like because it's dynamic. It's trying to load a dynamic library, and that's why it's having an issue, I believe. So I don't believe this is related to. I don't believe it's related to this.
No, it's fine, right?
But I'm like everybody is now trying to get to work with this, right? And then changing this would be a, I don't know, quite a big breaking change at this point. So I'd rather not do it. If we wanted to, this should have been a great change if we were still in alpha for Bionic, right? But at this point,
Well, we can.
I don't think.
It's still possible to change, but then everyone else who is making use of the C group stuff needs to be aware of it. So that's the Cloud Foundry team, basically.
Yeah, but that basically means it's a breaking change, right?
Yeah,
And then we would probably have to create a stem cell line to do it properly.
I don't know how breaking it is. For who? Breaking for who?
I mean,
What is
that's
the
the whole problem.
impact?
We don't know who's depending on it, right? Because that's like we publish
Yeah.
stem cell, and the guarantee is that it's stays
Stable.
stable. This would be a breaking change. So
but
we don't know
what
what
does it
people
mean?
are running on it.
Yeah. What does it mean? Unified C group hierarchy equals false. What does it mean? Unified C group
I thi-
hierarchy.
I think we're running in some sort of compatibility mode where you have C group V2 and V1 available at the same time, right? Is that's my understanding of it.
But yeah, the question is, why does it hurt Kubernetes? Kubernetes detects maybe the wrong version.
Yeah, it's mostly a detection thing. So I mean,
Yeah, but what's the impact in Kubernetes then?
So I forced it at some point, but we still needed to investigate it. And yeah. So I don't know what this just slipped through. Basically, I should have checked my to-do before we did a GA Jammy release, but we never did.
Do you have time to investigate on that?
but that's not
A little
gonna. We
bit.
cannot make the change.
Doesn't matter anymore because it's,
Yeah.
We're GA. This would have
But-
been a nice thing to do before GA.
but I still think that
For Jamie V2?
but I still don't, if we fix that whole issue with the monet access helpers, because that's basically the whole point where it was, what the issue was.
Monet?
Yeah, the problem lies in monet.
No, the access-
Securing Monet.
Yes, the thing that secures monets. This.
The thing that Constantine built that I don't like at all. So that's the only thing that's the breaking change for this, because nothing else is.
And it's I mean, it's fragile. It's breaking often, this thing.
No,
Or
this is not.
why you don't like that? Why?
This
Why I don't
because
like
just
it?
Like
Because it's for debugging purposes. I cannot do stuff that I like to do. I cannot start the agent, restart the agent when I'm on the Bosch agent, because it doesn't allow me to, because my user is not. I should then go to the basically go into basically, yeah, mess up with C groups and say that I am allowed, and then need to circumvent all this crap. But yeah.
But this isn't protecting the agent, is it? This is just,
Yeah, but Konstantin showed me how I could go around it.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, can you not just restart the agent through SV? Or just kill
No,
it
when
and
you
have
do
the
SV, it will not do anything. It will just not restart, because then you have, when you restart it, then it basically starts as and then it cannot access nets, for example, or other stuff.
Hmm.
So it gets like access issues.
So the agent gets access issues because it is not in the right. But
Yeah. it's
how
not in
was
the
it
right
started?
groups.
But it was started by SV in the beginning, right?
Yeah, but then as a system user and not as the VCAP user or the root user.
But if you just kill the agent, then SV would restart it.
Probably, I have not tested this. But maybe.
That should be pretty simple.
Yeah.
So your concerns are not valid.
No, it is.
Okay, no, I mean, so the Monet access helper, the thing it does is it locks down who can access the Monet API.
Yeah, so this gets all the C group stuff, and it uses C group v1 stuff. And if we fix this,
Yeah.
then basically for stem cell wise, it should not matter anymore. And then the only thing, because I don't know what else is reliant on C group 1, because C group v2 is by default on Jammy.
Yeah, but we don't know, like, people probably didn't know or don't know if they rely on it, right? This is like a low level thing. So, and because it was there, v1, people didn't notice.
Well, then we need to go at some point. We need to move to 2, and then just make v1 deprecated the line to 1.1.x, and then we go to 2.x, major version, and put some documentation there.
Yeah, there will be probably an impact on the Docker Bosch release, which has already broken in the past, maybe related to similar changes. And there are a bunch of Docker releases or Docker jobs around in several Bosch releases.
But then, I don't think it's
more or
hard.
less sensible to that.
Which is
No, the change is not hard. It's just
no, I mean the impact. I think we could just say, okay, well, let's say in February or something, we go to a 2.x version. We maintain the 1x version for another, I don't know. I don't even think we should maintain it anymore. I think we should just cut 2.x, and then everyone should just move when they move.
Sure, but from a VMware point of view, like even if the community don't want to support it, we will have to support it for another probably 2 years or something contractually.
But yeah, but it's just a stem cell upgrade.
Yeah, we need to support stem cell lines. That's why.
Who is making your contracts?
Yes.
Kick them.
But VMware has adopted JJ for PAS and PKS and stuff like that. I thought you were stuck on Xenial.
No, we have just like a month ago, I guess, we have released a Jammy based CF, or CF offering is based on Jammy now. But I mean, we still have a lot of customers on Xenial based stuff.
All right, very good.
It takes like probably half a year or probably maybe even a year to get like 80% of our customers move there. And then you still have like the tail of people that take even longer to move.
Good to hear. Anyway,
yeah.
Even though there are difficulties, it's good to hear that it's moving.
So yeah, I mean,
so the point
feel
is
free-
about upgrading this and supporting so that it works with cgroup v2 instead of requiring cgroup v1. Have I
but
understood?
in this mode, like it supports both.
Ah.
So it is
Yes.
actually not that bad, right? It's more of a
And what is the default in this mode? If you don't specify a version and rely on the
So it's by
OS.
default using v1.
but that depends on the consumer, right? The consumer needs to detect this.
Well, but this is done at runtime, right? This is the kernel. So this is when the kernel is started. These are kernel parameters. When the kernel is
Sure,
started,
like
this is
if you
the start.
don't specify this,
It will use cgroup v2
yes.
because v2 is by default now in Jemmy.
And why is it a problem for Kubernetes? In the issue,
It should.
our yeah. It says it's
They
a
should
problem for
also
Kubernetes.
they also want to use now v2 for some reason. I don't know why, but
I'm asking to Kubernetes detect C group version by only checking instead of that. Yeah, okay. So
yeah.
So what does it mean? Kubernetes refuses to start?
No, it refuses to look up the proper proper C group in. So Kubernetes probably doesn't have an if statement that, like, if it doesn't exist here, check the other one for the version.
all depends on what you're using underneath. But I mean, like,
But I think, Ruben, you were putting way too much, giving way too much weight on this thing, on the C group thing. Because I only think that Kubernetes and maybe Diego is maybe having some requirements on it, but we should just ask.
no, BPM also depends on it. So I already did that research, like the things I could think of, like these are the things I could think of, and they are support. So I looked at run C, or C group v2 in run C, right? So when they started supporting that, and that was here, and that's not that old, right? So it's not like it has been there since forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's before the Jemmy release. They fixed it. So 27th of May. No, it's after. Jemmy came in April.
So it was here. This is where it was bumped into BPM.
Mm-hmm.
So probably everybody is using that. Then we have Garden Run C.
Yeah, but we still need to have the discussion where BPM should be like by default into the stem cell releases native instead of being provided by package, I think. And I'm not sure.
That's a totally different discussion, right?
Well, it was an open discussion at some point like a year ago, but we never started it or finished it. It was something like, yeah, we need to discuss this at some point, and then.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering why Bosch DNS is separate.
No, it's not about Bosch DNS. But
Yeah, I know. It's just for the joy of bringing new subjects on the table.
Because I don't want more
Thanks.
DNS crap in my stem cell.
No,
It's
I
enough.
mean, I've just hacked into Bosch DNS recently, and I was just wondering why we bring those binaries separately with Bosch releases everywhere instead of just having them there on the stem cell.
Yeah, Bosch DNS you don't need always on every VM.
Well, and it doesn't make sense to have Bosch DNS on the Bosch director.
For example, or other deployments, they also don't need.
That's the reason.
But here, I think if we want to switch, we need to have enough time that others can. You can have also performance issues with the V2 APIs or other stuff.
So can we
That's-
just maybe just ask the people from the BPM release and the Garden Run C and have them basically check this out, what the implications are? And maybe we will find.
I'd rather go the other way.
Yeah, but what happens when like BPM release go to C Group V2, or they are just basically only dependent on C Group V2, or?
It was my understanding that we are currently exposing both, right? V2 and V1.
I don't know. I say the C group hierarchy false. I don't. It was supposed to be hybrid, but I'm not sure what that means. When I looked into it, it was like in last year. So
I think if you rely on the OS about the version, then you will get the V1. If you, it's my understanding, you still can use V2, but you need to somehow request it. For example, on Docker release, we had an issue. Docker tries to use V2, then you have to configure Docker to not use V2, to use V1. Oh, I don't know. We maybe need to investigate a little bit to understand what is the impact of this parameter. If V2 can be used with this configuration, maybe it's also fine to stay like this. If V2 is not, usage is not possible, then
Yeah, so is this setting basically disabling V2? So is hybrid, does hybrid mean you run V2 and V1 at the same time? Or so my understanding was that we were doing that and that was forcing V2, but maybe I'm misunderstanding. So yeah, some additional research would be great.
at least the documentation says cgroup V2 is now enabled by default. If you want to switch to cgroup V1, instead you need to set this parameter. Yeah. Switch to V2.1. Maybe it's not available. Yeah, let's look into this to get better understanding what those two are.
Yeah, thanks for the discussion. I will do that. And I also look into that sync job, which is still not working. But not now. But did it? Still too many items. So did it add something then? No. Okay. Shall we then just continue with this pruning for a bit?
Yeah.
yeah, nobody reacts on this. It's something that needs to be done within the vSphere CPI and the director itself.
No, no, that's not how you write that at all. That's how you do it. Yeah, and if they don't have appetite to do the work, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be worked on. It was 3 months ago. These are all open for contribution.
Oh, you can close it. No. No, Ruben, no. Not gonna discuss this. No, yeah, well, they now support IPv6, and within VMware there was
Talks about that, yes, and then
there
that
were
got-
talks about it, and I'm not going to implement it as long as nobody is requesting it.
Oh, at VMware they so I think it's the White House who has like some mandate about like wanting IPv6 everywhere, but the everywhere bit is a bit I mean up for discussion. Like what does everywhere mean, right? And so I think the current understanding is that it's at the like until the load basically it ends at the load balancer. So if your load balancer can do IPv6, it's fine to be doing IPv4 internally, right? On your VPC, it doesn't make sense to do IPv6.
Yeah,
So
this
that's
is
the current
only for the
understanding.
batch testing anyways, so.
Yeah, I understand. I know, but I mean, like, I think the reason why people even cared about this was because of that whole thing from the Americans, where they made up a guideline that got everybody scared. But
And what about the outgoing connection for the incoming, let's say, load balancing, but there is also outgoing.
outgoing to what?
No, there was nothing about outgoing. It was just like all IPv4 needs to be changed to IPv6. And I know the director supports it, but we just never tested anymore.
But outgoing is more of like a. You mean for if
Well,
you're gonna
all the
patch
VMs
swap-
get an IPv6 address, so the outgoing IP address is an IPv6 address.
Okay. I mean, from the application outgoing connection, because it's not going over the load balancer usually.
I don't know from an application standpoint of view. I think they're using the IP of the host where they are on.
They usually go to a netbox or something, right?
Yes.
So if you have that in a dual stack mode, then it should be fine.
Mhm. Yeah, I think this needs to be.
But that depends. It's not really a Bosch thing. That depends more on like
No,
how you have
no, it's
configured
not.
your.
Yeah, it's not
Sure.
a Bosch.
IF.
But you can close it, yeah. Kept it open for 6 months. Nobody replied. I'm done.
Here we have all these things that are supposed. These need to be cleared. Can we archive those? No.
Oh, it's gone. No, these are just by default done, right? It's just
I know, but you need to archive them from the board, but I don't know how to archive. Oh, that, I mean, I can do 100 times that.
Ask
Why
one of
do
your
I,
kids to
like,
do it as a game. Who can do the most?
Why is this not like, oh, get up.
Maybe on the right side of the page, done, and then you need to scroll to the side. No, on the bottom, your screen to your browser to the right. The whole iframe.
We need another GitHub action.
No, I already fixed it. Here, archive.
Okay.
But you just changed the view.
Yeah, but I didn't save it. So it's fine. Oh, I did. Did I save it? Ugh. Table, clock.
Yeah,
No,
if you scroll now the iframe to the right.
no, what? Now it's still there? Oh no, now it's gone. Okay. Wow. That should maybe fix the. No, it's not in which iframe. Like there's no.
This
Oh,
you
yeah.
I see that there is like you can scroll down there you have probably like no you don't have anything. Okay, I thought maybe you have there the same like with a drop down menu.
No. It's what it is. We're gonna rerun. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner. Wow, I don't even have to scroll now. We can have
Wow.
everything in one view,
Amazing.
and that's a lot of open for contribution. With last activity quite old.
So now you also need to make a job that cleans it up every once in a while.
Sure, we still have that proposal for a common stale blot, but haven't done that.
Rehan 8 months ago.
Yeah, this is now Max's stuff. It's Felix, so it's now Max.
Max,
Felix.
is this? Can you channel your inner Felix? Is this still relevant?
This is an issue which can happen when the Bob store is not accessible.
Yeah.
So the agent can block the DNS can block the agent.
I think you need to mention Matthias because he worked on these signed URL stuff.
Let me put it in another way. Is it being prioritized? Is this something that SAP is going to work on? Because I mean, it's open for contribution. I know that VMware is not working on it.
Yeah, can you just tag Matthias if he or we can just Max, we can just say tomorrow for
Yeah.
Matthias did he.
You can decide to maybe tomorrow or
Yeah.
The MVAR, yes.
Something like that.
Yep.
We're having this end of year cleanup session. Awesome.
Then we just need to delete everything, just without looking. It's clean, starting next year.
Yeah, that's burn it with fire, right?
Yeah. We will do that next week, right? We have a ritual, like a party.
Next
Everyone has whiskey.
Next week I'm out. This is the infinite bump. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, nobody wants to work on it.
except for this person who wants to infinitely bump it. But it seems like this person has won from the Bosch admin bot. The Bosch admin bot has given up. That seems to be broken as well. Okay, well, leave it open.
Yeah, VirtualBox also doesn't work on VirtualBox 7 anymore. Or it also doesn't work on VirtualBox V7 anymore. It's just nobody's maintaining the VirtualBox CPI.
But I could, I have a box, a bare metal box to set up with the new VBox CPI soon.
Do we
reserved
basically
the-
still have access even to the vSphere, to the VirtualBox CPI? Because I know it was on the personal
We moved that.
repo of
Yeah,
Dimitri.
I've taken care of. I've reached out to Dimitri, and he has transferred to the Cloud
Yeah,
Foundry
yeah.
org.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Cloud Foundry org, so it's fully under our control. Can be fixed.
Well,
Just a
Long
matter of
worked on it. We can give it to
prioritizing.
Long. It seemed he had the
Yeah, we-
equal release.
We can hack and patch as much as we want.
Just a matter of pride. That's why it's open for contribution, right? It means if someone wants, they can work on it.
But yeah, just about the previous issue, yeah, just explain as he did. It seems easy. Well, maybe I can have a look.
Almost
Maybe-
like
the
Christmas
problem is-
vacation.
The problem is that
Sorry.
the problem is maybe.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a
See you,
nice
Bayham.
evening, day.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
You-
Yeah,
When I say
I know.
maybe, there are high uncertainties.
yes. I mean, it could be that France wins the World Cup, right? So then you'll be partying all week or month. I don't know how long the partying will go on. Ooh, area does not have an option. Admin, what's this? This is not us. BBR. I want to rerun this. 21. Oh, that's ARC settings.
Maybe short question. After we merged now the nuts change, we also checked the new release with CLang, and we tried it out on our DevLab systems, and on some Bosch instances currently failing because the start takes too long. At first, Ramon and I investigated it already a little bit. At first, we thought it's maybe a resource issue that we not have enough capacity, but we scaled up and saw the same issue on the same Bosch director again. So if we go into the director, we see that in the end everything waiting for Postgres. And after 15 minutes, the director is available, but in the meantime, we had a timeout. And beforehand, it worked fine. So it's a little bit strange.
And I
We have
can't
maybe an
replicate
idea.
it, and I also don't see it in our CI, which runs on GCP with the latest Bosch deployment.
And
That's
I
right.
already
Postgres is
compared all
blocked.
systems. We saw it on different YAS providers already, but yeah, don't find why
So
this could happen. Maybe you have an idea.
No, because like go ahead.
We've had similar problems when upgrading Postgres versions. It was blocked because the Postgres was not properly shut down before, and when restarting it, Postgres was saying, "Oh, I wasn't shut down properly, so I'm not going to start up so easily. You should check the data consistency and stuff before I can properly start up again." We have fixed that with proper shutdown procedure. It required some BPM upgrade, some small new feature in BPM. So you should have something in the Postgres logs explaining why Postgres is not ready.
No, there's nothing.
That's very strange.
Because
And
the
you have-
CLang, so CLang was added. GCC, the GCC compiler is still there, right? So so only things that are forcing to use CLang are using CLang. So it's only to my knowledge, only Ruby that's using it as a compiler. So there should have been no changes to Postgres.
I think it's an because we see that in the resources that it uses that is 100%, right? It's
Yeah, but
So
this is the case for all our updates.
yeah, okay, but this is like in the beginning.
Yeah, but that
So
should
maybe
be
this
the
is just a
case.
red herring, and we are
Yeah,
just looking into the wrong.
I mean,
part.
like if you start a bunch of processes at the same time, you want it to use 100% of your
Yes.
resources, right? I mean, it shouldn't use 100% of your memory, but at least the CPU should be working at 100%.
I
Yeah,
know
that's not the issue. We currently comparing the systems where it works and the system where we see this issue, but currently it's stable. So if we have it on the landscape for a Bosch director, then it occurs every time we try to update it. It's not a temporary thing. It's really, but it's only happened on some of our Bosch directors. After that, we see that the performance improves a lot. So CPU usage goes down and everything works smooth. But yeah, on some directors we
And you can, so it times out and you have to go. So how do you continue? Is there like a
yeah we
manual workaround?
updated in Concourse. So and after time it types out, then the Concourse tries again 3 times, and every time it's failed. So if it's restart the process and again it failed. And after the 3 times, our job is read, and then we connected and saw the last try, the DVM is there and available after some minutes. But yeah, the Concourse job is already read.
So the
So
director
it
basically
starts, but it takes 15 minutes, and we saw also in the logs that it takes 15 minutes to start.
Yeah, but every time you keep doing the Bosch recreate or create VM, it takes the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, is it something like in the Postgres database that it needs to, like, is it some data thing? Does it need to get through that, and then after it gets through that, it's stable, or is it, and maybe like the
So we
15
rolled back to the version before. That
No, but
worked
the
fine, and
disk-
then we tested it again, and on the same landscape we saw the same issue. And in the meantime, we deployed successfully. So with the older version, everything is fine. It's only with this new CLang version.
and is it because it's Bosch SF, and Bosch SF is basically a test thing, right? It's not really.
It's not a test thing. It's live.
Oh,
It's our Bosch instance for the service fabric.
oh yeah, service track. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a service fabric instance, or is it all the other?
It's the Bosch version for our service fabric deployment. Yeah, but yeah, currently we're comparing what is the difference. But yeah, maybe you have an idea.
No,
Because it's very, very strange and not clear what happens there.
Yeah, which version was this that you started seeing this?
276, 60, the last version, this version or the version before. So yeah.
Yeah, this
so really
one,
with
27610.
yeah.
This one.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
one. That's the reason why I said CLang, because it's the only change in this version. And
But is it? That's the change.
yeah, that's maybe there's.
But I mean, no, it looks actually like there's not a lot of changes. It actually is only CLang that was changed. Well, yeah, what I would do is try to if you have an environment where it's reproducible, you could just do a bosh create env and try to SSH in while bosh create env is still going on, right? To see if like to check if Postgres is accessible, those types of things.
Yeah, we must test it again and find it out. But yeah, it's strange. But I think it's not accessible because we saw in the logs that it started 15 minutes after the deploy started.
So what's it doing in the meantime?
Yeah, that's the question.
It doesn't
so,
write
Have you
code.
tried? Have you tried raising the log level of Postgres to debug?
Also a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can try that.
Yeah.
Maybe you will have a hint.
Yeah.
And Postgres is using 100% CPU in the meantime during these 15 minutes.
Well,
Is that
the machine,
or-
I assume,
Yeah.
in total, the machine in total, right? So it
but-
could
yeah.
be that
Could be, but
the Ruby process is taking so like, I mean, I don't even know if it's possible, but say like the C-lang Ruby bosh directory is consuming all the available CPU, and the Postgres is not getting any CPU, and the Ruby process with all that CPU is just retrying Postgres all the time, right? So it's not getting anywhere, but it also doesn't leave any like CPU cycles for the Postgres process. I mean, maybe that's what's going on. So it's
but
really
then I
efficient.
would expect that we see it on all landscapes.
Yes, me too.
So it must something that's special for some configuration.
Yeah.
And currently we're searching this configuration, but yeah.
Good luck. I have to go now.
Thanks.
Bye.
You.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Yes, okay.